countdown is over. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. inVision versus Lucrosa, ETF2L Highlander Season 19, Week 4. I'm eXtine, joined by CeeJaey. This is going to be a hot one.
It's going to be super. I mean, it's 5 CP. We're going to see these demos arriving very early on. Demosh playing demo and getting us so much faster than Wiethoofd. He's getting pressured by Utka now. Has to back off a little bit, but you can see both teams just kind of standing. Dwight with the huge bomb in behind, and is now taking the flank for himself. And this is just kind of just putting the chess pieces around the board right now, eXtine.
Yeah, if he clocks the first one to go down, at least pretty early, that's certainly going to help things out. Also, the demo man has been taken out, so Lucrosa is starting to bleed a couple players here, and they're going to back up, try to protect their medic, but no, he's actually going to get taken out. Duo, with a huge 3 kill. He's actually got another one earlier, make that 4. So huge mid-fight for him as he skipped through and then just, passed her in front of the back lines.
Yeah, I really like the way that Duo plays. I think, over the past couple of Highlander seasons, he's been one of the soldiers that has really impressed me, kind of coming in and just being in the right place at the right time. He positioned himself well as the Uber's coming in now, eXtine, on to last already. Yeah,
Duo kind of jumping around. He was trying to chase the player, didn't realize it was a spy. He was able to sneak away, but it's just early pressure here from inVision. And this is kind of what you got to do. You got to be able to get some sort of advantage to get in on this last point in Highlander. They are going to take it 1-0 in a minute and a half. Starting things off very solidly.
I mean, normally we see that in TF2. If you're playing a 5 CP map and you kill the medic during a mid-fight and your medic survives, then it's pretty much Uber on to last to make sure you don't beef the push, and it should work out well. It's slightly harder in Highlander when you've got things like snipers and spies and pyros that can really stunt a push, but inVision just really clinical there, just taking that advantage. And again, Demosh is so much faster to mid. He's getting so much stickies out and presence, and I really think he needs help from the rest of his team.
Yeah, he wasn't really able to capitalize on that much. Ollie will get a snipe in on Sting, and so Ollie will just be able to, snipe a little bit freer. Trooper, though, is harassing from behind. You also already have the sniper duo, or sorry, the soldier duo very far behind as well. There's a fight going on. The blue soldier 2-jet standing in there for inVision, but the medic Jorge has fled the point, so it looks like Lucrosa will be able to slowly take this over and get the capture here.
Yeah, actually pretty well done for them, but you see Jorge has got he's being pressured here. He's alone with Strono. Sting and the manager is here and actually does get a nice shot onto V-Clocks. Both pyros dying, but Sebastian is forward, and I don't know, I don't think inVision will be able to re-push out here, judging by the way this point is spread out. You see Thazu just making sure, just showing his presence, just saying, hey, there's a doorway, you got to get through me, and no one really wants to contest him, but equal Ubers in this situation, expecting a bit of a stalemate, and probably seeing what the snipers can do to make a bit of space.
Yeah, Sting was looking across the soldier for Lucrosa, will palm across. Ends up going down. Wiethoofd actually gets 2 there.
Yeah, Wiethoofd is such a commanding presence in Highlander. He's so good at very many classes, and I do think as demo, he is one that stands out very well. And I think he'll be the driving force for his team, just trying to get some damage out. And you can see what they're trying to do. Ollie, though, with headshot to Strono, Ollie's just holding this really passive angle. Just, inVision know that if they're pushing out, they have to face that sniper. And I think they're going to try and get Stingen into a position to maybe take him out soon.
Yeah, right now, just kind of slow push forward. Ollie's trying to work that angle. There's plenty of stickies on the ground. They're just ignoring him. Ollie does get Trooper, which will just allow him to sleep a little bit easier.
It's very interesting how this map is kind of built up. You see where the dispenser is by Rambo. Rambosol's got a dispenser up and is so far forward. As Ollie does take down Stingham there. He does die to the spam from Duo, so both snipers down, but it may be able to, I don't know, maybe someone else can sneak in. Utka tries to get a bit of pressure in, but these you just see this choke point is where people want to be going through, and the flank is holding the other side, and I think it's going to be between the snipers and the spies. Can they get these crucial picks to make an opening? Because going in dry in this situation, or in an equal Uber situation, is going to be extremely difficult. It's almost like gully wash, and you don't even have that under area to kind of really exploit. Saying that.
Yeah. Just gets on the point, gets about at least a third of the cap time on there. But they're not going to try to follow that immediately. I wonder if he'll change loadouts at all, or just trying to get a little bit of pressure on the point.
It's kind of like in Payload, right, where, as you see Trooper there, very, very patient, just waiting for that kill onto Ollie. So now inVision will be able to get Strono out. Look at Wiethoofd, he's just leading the charge. Snipers down, they want to get out there and put some pressure down, but they can't. But we see this often in Payload and Highlander, where the spy will constantly decloak on the car just to try and edge it further a little bit more. And keeping pressure on the cap can really help in situations like this where they're trying to go in dry.
Yeah, and with the Conqueror, Kosku actually gets behind far enough to pick up 2 kills. And we have a pause. Big Bon in by Kosuke. Was able to get the sniper and trade with Duo at the end of that. After that Conqueror, which is always pretty fun to see.
Yeah, it's quite interesting play there. You know, they got the kill onto Ollie, which meant that Stingham was being pushed forward, and Wiethoofd was just tanking the heals, walking forward, trying to get some damage out. But because of the way Lucrosa was set up, they was very easily countered. So inVision had to back off, because a bunch of them were down to about half HP, not in danger of dying or dropping or anything like that, but they had to back off onto last, and that's when we saw Thazu and Kosuke just going straight into last, using that conch to try and just pressure and get something done. And because that cap time is down to about half, you see where Tusha is right now on last. He's standing on the point, and that's not because it's probably the best position. It's because, you know, like you said, Agi got a lot of cap time on that last point, and you know, a scout and a soldier swarming the point like that could actually get a decent amount done. Apparently, Vclox has DC'd, if chat is to be believed, and Vclox is notorious for having awful internet. Just the absolute worst.
Yeah, hopefully that's not a problem, or if they do need a Merc, that they can find one on the Swift, because that's certainly no fun to lose a player right while the game's right when a game's just getting rolling here.
Well, I mean, Lucrosa have actually suffered, I guess, a loss already in terms of players, because their main demo is actually Noz, or C-Noz. It's pronounced Noz though, but the Dutch demo man who's been sort of top 3 in you know, demo man of the season for the past few seasons, and an issue with recording his demos. Apparently, a timeout during a game meant one of his demos was corrupted and wasn't able to provide a demo when requested, and that's led to him having I'm not sure how long the ban is. But you know, there's different sort of gradients in ECF2L. If you don't submit demos when the admins request them, then you're banned for various times. So Noz is not able to play, I believe, for the rest of the season, which is why Demosh is playing on his class, obviously playing Medic for Aura Electro in 6s, but has actually done really well in demo in Highlander for, you know, the last sort of year, 18 months, maybe 2 years, something like that. You know, he's been around for a while, and he's a, you know, a capable stand-in, but I'm just wondering how much that's going to affect their gameplay. And if they do lose Vclox as well, that'd be 2 out of their combo, 2 very big players that will really change kind of the synergy and the structure of the lineup.
Yeah, Pyro and Demo certainly key parts of the offense here, and hopefully they can figure this out. Won't be around for too long. Vclox, his Pyro certainly dangerous.
I was quite proud of myself actually, eXtine at LAN, playing with Vclox.
Yeah,
he was on Roma, and I said, look, I'm saying that. Basically, I kept him off Pyro for the majority of the LAN, so I count that as a win. You know, keeping up, you know, teaching these Pyro mains. There's other classes to be played, but we'll see if he comes back. Hopefully, he does. It would be a miss for Lucrosa, definitely. 1 round down here to lose their Pyro. But again, like, you know, with the way that snipers are at the moment, we're not seeing Razorback because of the lack of the ability to buff. So we do see, there you go, Chupa taking down Ollie. We're seeing it very easy for the spies to get access to these snipers because, you know, they're running things like the Darwin's Danger Shield and things like that.
Yeah, right now it's still just kind of the standoff. HUDs always get a little bit funky. It's a little bit difficult to track the action here, but Ubers have an exchange here. So Lucrosa kind of just forced to pop in the house here. They're not going to be very happy about that. Picked up some frags. They're poking around the corner, but Demo's kind of gets shoved back immediately. Vclox getting destroyed as well. Here comes the counter Uber. But actually we do have a very strong flank player. That's actually mainly just ads, but it's enough to draw the team back.
Yeah, that's really important actually, because inVision had such a great force out onto the medic, had this Uber advantage, but then pushing out, if there's something behind, you know, there's so many different areas to kind of sneak in behind if you're pushing out from that one side. And yeah, as we see, Kazuki is in again, but cannot get anything done onto Jorge. So we're kind of back to where we were before. But actually, Lucrosa have an advantage here. It's about 30% advantage, and they know that. You can see Udka is actually building, and I'm just wondering whether Lucrosa want to take advantage of that and push in.
Yeah, certainly a good opportunity for an aggressive play here. And this was where the pause was, but teams have recovered here. Ad's just kind of getting forward again, looking around. He's standing on the tank there. Does look like this overcharged advantage will just be kind of conceded.
Yeah, I mean, in Highlander, an advantage is a difficult word because, you know, killing a demo in 6 is a huge advantage that you can push off of, you know? But in Highlander, even something as having an uber advantage or a medic kill isn't enough. You know, you see there, Stinghan gets the kill onto Ollie. That's a huge deal in Highlander, killing the enemy sniper. But all it's really going to do is afford them a little bit more space to try and get an angle and maybe get another pick. You can't just play Highlander based on just a singular pick, and an advantage of about 30% isn't really good enough to push because of the fact there is a heavy that's going to take a long time to die and a pyro which can deny Ubers. So yeah, I mean, we're going to see these teams working hard to try and get a bigger advantage to turn this stalemate into a possibility for them to take on to the next point.
Yeah, slow progression here as Duo's got a banner. He's building up on the battalion's backup. And red team just kind of trying to let Ollie get in there. But again, just kind of hesitant to really commit to it. Chuper's still lurking around. He's going to get bumped into. Yeah, go ahead.
No, so I was just talking about looking at the tank here. The tank is moving, like, you know, the little gun on top of the tank.
Yeah.
Does that actually like clip things? Can you, you know, depending on where it is, can you sort of, will it block rockets? I don't know. Let's test this out.
That's a good question. I'd say probably, but
just wondering if it's a good uncloak spot. You know, just in between the tank's legs there. I keep seeing Chuper, sorry, not Chuper, Agi walk in trying to go for D-Toad, and I don't know, he's trying to uncloak around near the fence and walk his way around, but by the time he goes, he's going to go for it again. He gets caught out because it's just so hard for these spies to get in. They're just getting spammed out and caught.
Yeah, very kind of locked down point now. Teleporter gets sat down by Chuper. Small accomplishment.
Just going to slow those respawns a little bit, make things slightly worse for Lucrosa. I mean, you can understand Lucrosa's position. They're in a situation where they are one round down. They don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to be in a situation where, you know, if they push in and waste an Uber, then Demosh actually flying through the air as the Uber is used, and it's all going wrong for Lucrosa right now. They are losing 4 players, and they haven't forced the Uber from Jorge, and now inVision have a chance to push out again.
Yeah, they do have Aj back there. He has infiltrated, and he's gonna got a clear view of what was going on. Team is gonna push out here, and looks like red team Lucrosa have backed out kind of completely, and conceding the second point. Aj still okay. The capture is going on, so Aj still might go for a stab on TuJa, but otherwise he's stuck way behind. D-Toad and company are gonna push forward here. They want to use this advantage that they have. They're going to pop out here. D-Toad bombing over the top here, trying to get in on Sebastian. He's going to get out though, get a bottle. Scout's trying to chase in as well. He's going to get shoved back. And Lucrosa concede another point, but will keep their medic alive.
Yeah, this is actually not looking too bad for Lucrosa. They have the advantage now. It's a big advantage. We're not talking about those slim advantages like before. Demosh and Kronk are just spawning now, so now that their demo is alive, surely they're going to want to push in, or they lose a couple of players though. The assassin classes are down. Ollie and Agi both dying simultaneously, so maybe not ideal, but I do think Lucrosa needs to take the bit between their teeth here because, you know, during the stalemates, it's been difficult for them to break them down.
Yeah, they look like they are going to get a little aggressive here, trying to work forward on the choke here, but again, they lose a couple players. This time, their soldier and their demo, so can't really charge forward with that. Fazu also taking a little bit of a pot shot. He's going to have to back up further.
Yeah, they've allowed to get to the situation. I mean, they lost players. Kozike went behind to go for a bomb and got cleaned up, and Demosh got backstabbed by Chupa, which just basically meant nothing happened. And then we go, Stinghan takes down Rambo, and essentially is down. So that's a lot of defense out of the way, and it looks like inVision just want to dry push this, just slowly walk their way in and maybe try and get some kills. Ultimately, they lose D-Toad and Doom. And whoa, what a shot from Ollie. taking him out in midair, and what that was risky play, and they get forced. It's going to be a better Uber for Lucrosa here, eXtine, and I think they're going to be chasing. Vclock's on the jetpack. Oh no, it's not.
Certainly a nice turnaround though for Lucrosa. Vclock still will be able to flame down the heavy weapons guy with some support from Kronk. Kosuke will get on the point to help cap it. Stingen also backing up a little bit. He was sniping down choke. There's a big bomb in from Kosuke, at least switching over to the alley side, just kind of seeing what's happening.
Yeah,
and the push does pull back.
It's another situation where, despite all of that chaos, we are in equal Ubers. It's a slight ad for Jorge, but 10-15% isn't going to be that much to, push on. And at the moment, it's Lucrosa, in control. Ollie goes down, maybe a bit of space for Stingen now, but they are trying here. Their flank is the ones trying to get through here, maybe get a pick. And at the moment, it's just looking like a bit of feedage. Just they've lost 4 players.
Yeah, big bomb in from Duo. He's going to go across, just kind of further stretching out Lucrosa here. As Demos and Sebastianary have kind of backed up with the heavy weapons guy, but they're just going to have to concede the middle point. Even if they were to kind of push into this, they don't have the numbers to really kind of make any sort of use of that Uber charge. It is an Uber versus Uber situation.
Yeah, which is kind of like, this choke does seem to be the area where the snipers are contesting, and you see Stingen right now, he's making a peek. Ollie is on the other side. It's such a long sideline. And I just feel like at the moment, whoever gets the sniper pick should be trying to make some space for their sniper. And maybe they're going to try and do that now. They're just maneuvering around, getting Stingen into a position where he's got maybe a better angle onto someone. But everything else is just so well protected. These high walls really do protect the ability for not getting headshot. But I just think it may be a good idea for getting a soldier bomb in while this is all going on. Just trying to sync something up. Get your sniper peeking in deep. Get your demo spamming. Send your soldier in for a bomb. Maybe have your spy on cloak on something, just to get all of those distractions going. And maybe get the force. Because at the moment these teams are quite content in playing this extremely slowly.
Yeah, Trooper is behind enemy lines. But not much happening here. inVision with the 1-0 lead. Lucrosa on their second. Trade Thazu for Doom. Might be able to get this scout here, but no, actually great reflect there. Oh, and Kosuke surfs that on the, trying to land on the health pack, but instead craters. So, just a few players down, not too big of a deal. And inVision might try to push through this. Coming in a choke here. Not really finding damage. Duo doing a bit of work on a Demos, but nobody's there to follow up.
Yeah, credit to inVision. They are the team 1 round up, and they have the midpoint. You'd think that some teams would be content in just sitting there and then saying, hey, whatever, we don't need to do anything here. But they're the ones looking to try and, take a little bit of space and just dry push it in through choke and see if they can get a pick or some damage that will actually turn this into a decent exchange for them. Duo's on a 5k right now, takes down Thazu, so you can see these players aren't dying very much, but Strona gets headshot from Ollie, so no pyro. Maybe that's an opportunity for someone to just jump in as saying that Demosh gets backstabbed by Chupa.
Yeah, that's a nice stab as well. Overcharge is even, but teams again just kind of holding back. Not really pressuring too much with despite the fact that Demo is taken out. Here comes Kosuke, manages to get the teleporter, but that's about it. And Duo's gonna bomb in response here, trying to get a pop out, but just gets taken down.
That was a really good bomb actually. He landed right in the face of Sebastiani, but the problem was there was 3 players around him that all just had to click on him once, and the danger was gone. So maybe now it's time for actually Doom goes down there to Demos, just clearing out in this cave area. Maybe Lucrosa wanna press the issue here. We've gone the halfway point of the game already. We're going 30 minutes ago, and there we go. The Uber is going to be used. Jorge uses it later on. Sebastiani is on the retreat. This is basically just an exchange now. No one's died, and inVision has to be careful they don't get baited as Vclox trades his life for a bit of space for his team to retreat and survive.
Yeah, Trooper and CeeJaey going down. CeeJaey to a backstab. But now it's Kronk, the heavy weapons guy on the other side, going down. Duo, the soldier. A lot of players dying here as inVision trying to push out trying to hold on in the middle, excuse me. Sebastian has kind of pushed along the sides, has reconnected with their team, but they're going to actually back out here, not feeling very comfortable with this push in. We'll see if inVision on the counter push, if Wiethoofd can get out around this corner. Big jump in over the top from Kosuke, that actually pushed that entire team out. He's still alive for a little bit, doesn't find any frags, but does push Jorge back. And Doom very far forward with his sentry gun, but Demos going to take that out with a nice pipe.
Yeah, it's kind of moments like that which shows you how quickly a match can flip on its head, or at least an exchange. You know, Lucrosa were not looking too good there. Their medic was down to about 15 HP. Everyone was sort of burning. It was just looking a really chaotic situation for them. Lucrosa tried to push in, but because of the nature of the choke points, it just ended up where Lucrosa lost a lot of players, and everyone just had to back off and be like, all right, we'll call it. We'll call it. You know, we don't want to fight right now. And then we're back to where we were before. But Lucrosa taking the bit between again, Kazuki in really deep, gets reflect killed. The Uber is used by both teams, and Demosh is going to get killed. He got juggled so hard there.
Yeah, they got thrown sky high. Pretty unfortunate because it kind of shut down a lot of their mobility. Now actually a lot of players dying for Lucrosa. A duo coming from behind at the end there to try to support that. And should be able to take the second point at least. They don't have a very large advantage in order to push this further into last. And numbers advantage only going to last about 5 more seconds here. Chupa is running towards last. We'll see what he sees. And might just try to pressure some cap time here. Yeah.
It's quite cheeky actually, because the point allows you to cap it right in the corner, which is not visible from very many points. And it's quite hard to spam it actually, or to get some damage down. So that's what these spies are doing, getting right into that corner where it's a bit shadowy, you know, all concrete, kind of a bit jagged around the edges, and you can't really get a direct line. So just kind of causing people a little bit of a panic. But right now inVision are in a brilliant position. They're 1-0 up. They have control of their enemy's second point. Equal Ubers. They can just sit and wait until they get this perfect opportunity, or if Lucrosa say, hey, you know, we need to push out now, otherwise we're done with this game, we're not going to get anything. And if Lucrosa push out and make a mistake, that's perfect for inVision to just seal it out.
And Chupa does get a backstab on Ole. Thazu also kind of getting a little bit too far forward in the face of Tuja. Tuja does go down though to Kosuke's follow-up. But other trade just Ash going down. Again, kind of situation just kind of posted up. Stingin looking for a snipe here, but Ole actually going to get the kill there. Demo's trying to round the corner to get out of here. It takes a lot of damage. They're going to pop overcharge here. It's actually pretty aggressive. Counter Uber coming out now from onto Wiethoofd. And this is looking fairly well. They've lost Doom. Only frag that they're able to get out is on Kosuke though. So I think they're just going to continue staying post up. Yeah.
I quite like what Lucrosa are trying to do. I mean, it's very, very hard to push out from a last point on 5 CP and equal Ubers, you know, and they're clearly not getting any sort of angles or pressure onto the medic. Just by the way, the nature of the map, it's very hard to get a sniper angle. It's very hard to get your sniper into a position where they can even see the medic. What they're doing is they're using the Ubers, exchanging them on this choke area, sending the soldier in behind. Kosuke is trying to get in deep and try and get something that maybe they could work into an advantage. It's not worked out for them so far. He's getting in deep, but they're clearing out things like the teleporter. They're just kind of not making it easy for inVision, but they are getting a couple of kills here. Uka was on a 10 kill streak, and that's now finished. He's got cleaned up, so maybe Lucrosa can push out.
Yeah, jumping from Kosuke over the top, though, he's actually going to get burned to death. The reflect headed his way, wasn't going to connect. Overcharge does come out, forced from Jorge. V-Clock's doing a good job with his positioning, continuing to blast Jorge around. What if we'll be able to get off the finish? V-Clock's thrown into the wall, taken out by Duo. Overcharge out here by Demos, but they seem kind of isolated and not really, with any fraggers. Most of their team dead, actually. Coming up on respawns now, but Duo trying to get in here. Other players coming in as well. Wiethoofd pushing through the ramp room. He gets one frag on Rambo. Kosuke thrown sky high as he comes down. Uka gonna finish him off. V-Clock's taken out as well by Doom. A lot of players dead here. Wiethoofd gonna get on the point, but Jorge gets sniped down by Ollie. There need to be more follow-up here on this point. Doom's actually gonna get out there now. I think they're gonna be able to finish off. Yeah, here we go. 2-0 now. The score in our first map.
Yeah, it's exactly what we thought. You know, Lucrosa really had to do something. If they sat there, the round timer would tick down and they'd be left with a 1-0 loss. They had to try and do something, and they pushed out. And inVision took advantage of the fact that they, you know, made some mistakes, lost a few kills, pushed their advantage, sort of man advantage onto last, and eventually just strong-armed it home. But basically, again, Demosh is so much faster to mid, and Thazu this time is around in support. So, I don't know, Lucrosa won the second mid-fight, inVision won the first. We'll see who's going to get this one.
Well, Sting gets the snipe on Ole to start things off. Duo also taken out, though, so he can't be a long-term hassle behind enemy lines. Cheaper also going down. It's both spies dead, actually. Now Demos, the demo man for Lucrosa, getting taken out. As there was a big shot there, and then a soldier, a Kosuke going down. I don't know if that was, yeah, I don't know. Sentry Gun getting the kill there. So big mid fight for inVision. Lucrosa maybe playing desperate.
Yeah, I mean, it was in a situation they just lost so many players. Soldier flies in to try and get Jorge, maybe, you know, get the medic down and equal things out. Look at Wiethoofd, he's so far forward here. Has managed to, you know, basically scare off anyone else. You know, maybe Lucrosa thought, oh, we can push out. But no, you know, Wiethoofd's there throwing some stickies and just saying, hey, you have to go through me if you're going to block this second point. Based off of that one mid-fight, inVision now have captured the second point of Lucrosa, and we're back to square one. We're back to where we were before, but this time inVision are 2-0 up. Only about 6.5 minutes left on the clock, so Lucrosa definitely feeling the pressure. Have to get 2 rounds pushing out of their last in order to tie this up and take it to a golden cap. Otherwise, inVision are going to be taking home at least 3 points from this exchange.
Yeah, and Lucrosa right there, dropping 3 players. Jorge and company, though, are like, I'm not sure if we really want to push. There goes Demos as well. And now they're starting to think about it and say, okay, yeah, maybe we could take some turf. They poke around the corners just a little bit, and then they're going to back up again.
Yeah, it's all about risk reward, you know. Do they risk giving up this commanding position on the map just to try and get the, you know, the last point? Yeah, they'd lost 4 players. Yeah, the demo was down, but the medic was still up. You know, they could maybe have sent in a couple of players to go for a force. That might have been a smart decision, but they're just playing it safe here, which is going to be really, really frustrating on the side of Lucrosa. There's nothing worse than being, you know, down a couple of rounds on 5 CP and Highlander on your last, knowing you have to push out and the enemy team can just sit there and do nothing. But Oli with the headshot manages to get it onto Jorge, and that is a drop, and they're Ubering out here, eXtine and Lucrosa. They found the spark that maybe they needed.
Yeah, that's certainly going to make things a little bit easier there. CeeJaey fighting out. We actually do have a backcap going on, though. That's Doom on the left foot. Oh, and he's going to get it! Wow, devastating.
That's a killer blow. That's harsh.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like things were finally going their way with getting a snipe on the medic, opening things up. They're pushing out, and there was a sentry gun looking at last, but I don't think it was actually able to get Doom there. And Doom killed Rambo before getting that capture, as well as Adge a little bit earlier, but very nicely done from him. That's a 3-0 now towards inVision. Certainly got this map on lockdown.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's not out of the realms of possibility, but Lucrosa are going to have some lightning rounds, you know, winning the mid and pushing all the way to last. They're not winning it so far. They've lost 3 players. I mean, it is 6v6 at the moment. Lucrosa do have some decent ground, but, you know, they're not getting the medic and they're not getting the huge picks that they need to kind of roll this round, because it's all about momentum in 5CP. If you manage to get a lot of kills and roll it onto the next point, it's really good. But inVision know that they could just chill now. They could just slow things down and make it difficult for them.
Trooper and Doom pretty far behind with the battle lines. Doom's gonna get cleared out. Trooper does kill Rambo, but without Doom, that does kind of leave the defensive last a little lacking.
Yeah,
no
sentry gun. No sentry gun on last is going to be tough, but I mean, you look at the positioning of inVision. Actually, there's going to be an exchange. They lost Strono. They dropped Strono out of this Uber, but Wiethoofd managed to take down Demosh, so kind of equal there. Duo getting some decent kills, but there is a backup going on. Agi on the point. Vclox is going to try and get something done, but so close there.
Too many players for Vclox to deal with. A very strong push. They're actually going to end up losing second for that.
Alert.
Just a little too aggressive there.
Yeah, I mean, they had to go for the play. They were trying to go for the exchange and, you know, maybe just get in there and see what they could do. And it almost worked. It almost worked. They almost managed to get the time on the point needed to get the round. But as we've crossed the 3-minute mark on the clock left, it's pretty basically impossible now for Lucrosa to get it. And I don't know, the way I'm looking at it right now is inVision have just kind of won the war of attrition, really. You know, they just slowly wore down Lucrosa, just slowly they were more patient and managed to get the better exchanges when those good exchanges happened.
Yeah, certainly there was a battle of wills going on this map. It was a tough one with pushing and holding last, attempting to get in there. Kind of slow progress. Right now, though, inVision kind of winning out on another fight. They're going to be able to retake middle here. 2 minutes on the clock. Keep this tempo up, though. They have a little bit of advantage. Could take another point here. The scout Uchka actually does get the kill on VFox there. The demo man, Demo is trying to get in here, trying to stuff this. Thazgu jumping in to support as well. They get a kill on Duo and Utka. But meanwhile, Dim kind of pushing past, trying to get on top of Sebastian. Oh, he gets backstabbed by Chuper.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge advantage actually for inVision. Now that Sebastian is dead, means it's going to be a big advantage. Just under a couple of minutes to go, inVision could put another round onto the board and just really, you know, seal things home. You know, it's not really going to make a difference with regards to anything other than, you know, maybe just dipping the morale of Lucrosa slightly lower before we head into the second map.
Right.
But I mean, I think if they were to win winning this map, it's going to put them in a really good position for second place on the table. So they're going to be feeling really, really good about themselves as they go in with the Uber, just trying to get this space in. I don't know if we call this area cave, I guess. And Lucrosa are just bleeding players all over the place. It's maybe another round on the board here.
Yeah, it's slipping away from them for sure. They're going to get some respawns in about 10 seconds here. We'll provide some bodies to try to help hold last here. As Doom getting taken down by Kronk. No overcharge here. The BMGG called out from Utka. 45 seconds left. You know, but he is right. That is going to be this map. No real difference between the how many rounds they scored here. Chuper getting a double stab though nicely here, and Strono still in there, kind of mixing it up. Madness coming in on this kind of wacky push towards last.
I mean, they don't actually get the round. No. 20 seconds to go. It's not looking like they are going to get it. I mean, I don't know what kind of like courtesy you have in the US, but like the way I've always been sort of played the games, you're allowed to say GG if the game's over, right?
Yeah.
But if it's if it's all done, inVision are going to win this. You're only allowed to say GG if the losing team says GG. That's the way it is. Once they say GG, sure, then you're like yeah. So
yeah, for sure.
Just trying to get under the skin there, maybe. I don't know. Just,
in captain's mode in Dota, if you GG, it actually will kill the game after a 10-second timer. But you can also cancel that GG. So then there's like kind of the BM GG where you say it before the other person, and then you cancel the cooldown. So it doesn't actually GG.
That's naughty. That is. I like.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. So there's some good BM. Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy. Well, this map hasn't been anything too crazy either, I think.
No. Certainly once things kind of settled in and inVision got used to it, they were kind of clowning on them. It was just kind of a little bit more slow-paced in terms of how the exchanges went and whatnot. Once we get into product here, product, King of the Hill, we're going to be able to see like at least a little bit more tempo in some situations where the clock is ticking. The players are going to have to move and get on the point right then. As well as just kind of the game moving along. I guess the team's kind of feeling the uber charge differences, but also map that they're a little bit more familiar with. So hopefully we see this go a little bit more smoother for Lucrosa.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looking at the logs, like 3-0 to inVision, you'd expect them to be on the higher end of things. But looking at, that's 5, 7, the top 9, 7 of them are on inVision, and I think that just kind of says it all, really, because inVision, once they got that first round, you said it was, you know, a minute 30. They could just chill, slow the pace down. Lucrosa knew they had to go forward and do things. Like, the snipers are going pretty equal. You know, Ollie 21, Stinger 19, but Ollie dying 22 times. To me, that just says that inVision was slightly better in focusing the sniper, but also Ollie had to be in these situations, had to get forward and try to get an angle to try and get a pick, whereas Stingen was quite content in sitting back and waiting for the kills to come to him because, you know, inVision never really had to force the issue. But inVision getting, 61 more kills and over 12k more damage, it really does, it paints a picture of domination, but the way that the map played out, it was very much just kind of just slowly grinding them down until Lucrosa made that mistake that cost them a round.
Yeah, I mean, Lucrosa did have a good chance at, you know, getting in there to tie up the game, you know, to make it 1-1. So inVision, it wasn't like a total cakewalk for them. They did have to kind of display some defensive prowess as well. So, you know, certainly well-deserved for them to take this first map. And it is an important matchup. I mean, you know, inVision would certainly be disappointed if they ended up dropping this second map, kind of, you know, evening out on points. But as we've mentioned, you know, important for them to take this matchup as teams look towards playoffs.
Absolutely. I mean, 3 points is confirmed in the bag. Moving on to product, it's a King of the Hill map. So in Highlander and ETF2L at least, that's 3 points possible if you win the game. However, if you win it 3-2, then it's considered a golden cap win, and you only get 2 points out of the 3. The team that loses gets 1 of those points. So I'm expecting a close game. I mean, the players on show here are very, very good from both sides. I think Ollie definitely, you know, has the opportunity here to pop off. Stingen has been considered one of the best snipers sort of in Prem for the past few seasons, but Ollie definitely is up there as well. You know, he was debut of the season at one point. Really, really good. I think both Spies, Agi and Chupa, you know, 5CP, not really a chance to showcase their talents, but they're both very talented Spies. So I think on this map are definitely going to find the room to cause havoc. And I think both demos as well, it's going to be a really interesting clash. Wiethoofd versus Demosh. I mean, I think in that game, 5CP, of course, you know, rollouts and things like that. But I feel like on King of the Hill, I wouldn't be surprised to see some crits busted out by Lucrosa. I wouldn't be surprised to see them trying to shake things up a bit and really just kind of go full on chaos to really turn things into their favor.
So does that mean Demo Night? No, probably not.
Demo Night, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Wiethoofd was chatting about his new little widget, wasn't he? Showing Demo Night on the on the HUD. But if we see Demo Night, I think that's when the game will be well and truly lost.
Yeah, I'm actually, you know, sort of a fan. I don't know if you've heard me proselytize about the Scottish Resistance much, you know, but it's still, you know, this is one of those like perfect opportunities for it, and it's still not quite good enough, you know. But what about the grenade launchers? You know, do you prefer Iron Bomber for this map now, or do you stick with the regular kind of roll them down the hill?
I mean, if I want to win, I use the Iron Bomber. You know, I think that's the look from most demos these days. Like Iron Bomber, rolling down the hill. Like I've heard some demos talk about how the pipe's obviously much better at doing that, the regular grenade launcher. But the way that Highlander has been played for the past sort of year or so, at least in Europe, is the pocket area. You know, the area kind of the little nook underneath the cliff is where you usually have the dispenser. It's usually where the medic is gonna hide, and it's so easy to spam it at a really easy angle with the Iron Bomber. And I think just for that reason alone, that's why we see a lot of Iron Bomber, just to get that free splash damage out.
We are live with our second map. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Product inVision versus Lucrosa. I am eXtine, joined by CeeJaey. Comp Product getting underway.
Yeah, we're seeing both demos get there very fast again. And look at Thazu just getting really far forward, trying to get some pressure on the point, even though, you know, there's no cap time just yet. He was just showing his presence and pushing people away. It's both snipers getting the early kills, taking down the opposing heavies. Easy frags for them. Big Russian man is now dead. But now it seems very passive here, eXtine. I think Lucrosa are winning this just because they're the ones that are deciding to walk forward.
Yeah, Ollie will get backstabbed there. Chupa was kind of staring the medic down, but the medic able to get away. Pyro coming in here, he gets a kill, and a couple other ones going for inVision crew, so it's actually Sebastian getting sniped down, and Lucrosa having to retreat out.
That was really strange. I feel like, I'm not sure what inVision were doing. I'm not sure if that was planned. You know, they kind of backed off really far. They felt like they were losing the mid-fight. It's only because Chupa came in and managed to, you know, really just cause chaos in behind enemy lines that everyone Lucrosa just folded like a deck of cards, and, you know, inVision walk forward and they win this first mid-fight. But Lucrosa definitely showing their chops here. You know, they're saying, hey, that first map it's not going to be the way that things go here, as big bombs in.
Wow.
I'm not sure if they're going to get the force. They do get the force. They do get the force onto Jorge.
Yeah, Kosuke getting actually destroyed though. D2 doing some serious work. They pressure him pretty far. Sebastian though is all the way out, and the Lucrosa team did pull off the kind of the sack play, paperwork, textbook, excuse me. Like got the pop and they got out. Sebastian 80% here. So just starting to push in here. We'll see if Chupa can find anybody. He might just go for Ollie here. And D does get the stab.
Kind of just waiting here, very patient. You know, they're pressuring the point. They're kind of saying to inVision, hey, do you want to fight us? Walk forward. But because they're going so slow, there we go. Stingen and Chupa are allowed to just take advantage of that. They're just walking forward. Big bomb in from Kosuke, takes down Stinghan. But really, Lucrosa missing a trick there. They were trying to be a little bit too ballsy, just saying, hey, we're not going to use our Uber. Hey, inVision, come fight us. And inVision was just spamming them and waiting for those assassin classes to get the insta-kills. And now we're into an equal Uber situation, and inVision are very, very happy with that.
Yeah, D2 gets sniped down. And earlier, Lucrosa did get that pop pressured off. They waited so long that the Uber charge is actually out here from Jorge. Kronk goes down. And the Ubercharge popped out from Lucrosa. Demo's going to palm over the top here. Jorge is backed out. Dazu, though, can't find any kills. Kosuke jumping around as well. He's going to have to jump back, escaping very low life, waiting for an arrow on the cliffside.
Yeah, that was well played. That was well played. They dropped their heavy, which in that situation, he did the job. He just walked forward and got the cap time. And now inVision, just look how ballsy they're being. Utker and Dito just walking across the point. They do not care. There's zero respect shown to Lucrosa there. And Lucrosa are just kind of astounded by it. They're just worried. They don't really want to contest them on the point. And they have slowed down a little bit, but it just seems so crazy how inVision are not afraid of this W key.
Yeah, they're just trying to finish up this capture now. Uka just edging the point a little bit more. 2G getting in there on the other side, so they're finally going to be able to finish it off here. And only about 55 seconds taken off the clock here by Lucrosa.
It's hard when you're in that situation and you've worked so hard to recapture the point from the enemy, and you know you've had to get an Uber force, you've had to go in and have a really close exchange, and the enemy team, without even using their Uber, just captures the point right in front of you. Lucrosa need to be a little bit further forward. Ollie is doing a lot of work for them, but they need to, you know, do something themselves, and they are doing now. They're going in. They've used the Uber. Jorge has used it in exchange. They drop Strono again. It seems like he's getting dropped out of a lot of these Ubers, but Lucrosa are the ones with more casualties on their side, and inVision looking very comfortable.
Yeah, Lucrosa backed away from the point here. They really need to get more time on it. Demos has been taken out. Their medic extremely low as well. Sort of wants to rotate over to the health pack side. It's actually just going to be the spy pistoling him down. Super getting a big kill. Lucrosa extremely beat up right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, we're seeing all of this great play from a lot of the players here, but Stinghan is in just kind of, I won't say quiet mode, like airplane mode. You know, he's just constantly getting kills. You know, at the end of that round, he was on a 4-kill streak. You know, he's just getting kills, and that's the thing on a map like this, on a King of the Hill map, especially something like Product. If you have a spy or a sniper constantly just not necessarily getting huge kills, not necessarily getting the medic or the demo, but constantly getting a kill every time you try to push, it just wears you down. Both demos though arriving at similar times, and look at aggressive Demos this time. He's trying to just get some damage down onto D-Toad, and maybe Lucrosa are going to just turn up the aggression to 11 for this round, because they need to counteract what inVision are doing. Yeah,
right now Stan gets a snipe on Kosuke. Aj has gotten taken out as well. some of the key kind of open area classes taken out. Rambosar goes down as well. Sebastiani close on his charge, and he's actually got a crit streak here. So speaking of trying some different things here, this might be an answer here. Demos does pop it off here. First sticky over the rock though. Yeah, he's not even finding CeeJaey here. And we'll finally at least get him down here. But here comes the Ubercharge in response. This is like a little bit late, and actually mainly just going to get Kronk. And Jorge and company still might be able to get the capture out of this at least. But Demos does want to block it. V-Clock's actually getting on the point here. Dito lit up as he gets the finish on him. Point has not been captured yet. Big bomb on the top from Kosuke, getting on top of China. And then jumping back. Stinging, going crazy.
He's just constantly killing. He's on a 5-kill streak again. I mean, he's always been, for me, one of the most underrated snipers in Prem. You know, we have had huge snipers play over the past few years playing in Europe, but Stingen is just one who is just so consistent. He gets another kill, killing his Polish compatriot, fellow Nations Cup winner, and he has no qualms about just constantly headshotting him there. I don't want to say I told you so, though, but you know, Lucrosa busting out the crits. I did say that in the pregame. You know, I'm feeling that's a Demos call. I'm feeling he's saying, hey, I wanna use the crits, and they use it there. But again, they're not getting that much. Right? They do get a bunch of kills though. Strono and Dito going down. Is it going to be enough?
Yeah, right now Ubercharge does get popped off as it fades out here. inVision is still controlling the point here, and they've been able to get backed up, kill some of their key players behind any mini lines. Right now, Sebastiani with company will be able to take over this point, so at least something going Lucrosa's way.
I mean, Stinghan is a great kill streak. He's just constantly killing things. He's just, you know, he's getting out his trowel and his spade and just going for a bit of farming. I mean, there's Lucrosa really struggling to deal with him, but the fact that they're running the crits actually puts them in a good advantage. They have the ad here, so as long as Sebastiani survives and they get some, you know, pin perfect crit stickies going over the top, who knows? And Tuja's down, so that's a lot of HP off the battlefield.
Yeah, really got to know where the enemy is when you're going to be using this crits here. V-Clocks get sniped down. Here comes the crits out, but Jorge's way far back. And they're not going to be able to find him at all. They get a few of those stickies out, but not very successful crits.
No, I feel they use that Stinging on a 10-kill streak, by the way. Just keep going. Yeah. We just need a little separate sort of Stinging counter, I think. Yeah, you know, Lucrosa, they used the crits, I felt, because they knew they had the advantage, and they were like, hey, let's go in. Chupa, oh, he's going to get a double backstab. He does. He jumps on the head. He takes down Ollie and Demos. He was just jumping around. He manages to get the kill. He's running that eternal reward against V-Clocks as well. Was that a trick stab? I don't even know. That was a bit dirty. I feel dirty after watching that eXtine. I need to go have a shower now, man.
Well, Stinging off to 12, so you're gonna have to wash that off too, because he's still going pretty crazy.
Yeah, I like the play of the crits. I really do, from Lucrosa, and it worked out well for them there, but they should have looked at the situation and been like, you know what? inVision aren't dumb. They know we have this huge advantage. They know that if they stand close, they're going to die, and they should have looked around and been like, hey, they're not there anymore. And Jorge dies! He gets spanned by those iron bomber pipes. He kind of like gets juggled over, and Ollie just hits him with the body shot. And that is now an advantage. Sebastian is on the Uber now. He's so very weak. So much damage onto Lucrosa, but they are running Uber now, eXtine. So maybe now with this huge Uber advantage and control of the point, this is a chance for Lucrosa to get around on the board for the first time in this exchange.
Yeah, certainly the Ubercharge is going to be able to help out here. Right now, though, inVision crew actually just kind of brute forcing this forward. Forces Demos to respond, and they're not really ready for it. Sebastian now losing all the players nearby him. He could just have V-Clocks here to Uber on. That's not going to work, so they have to concede the point. And the Ubercharge advantage that they had is kind of dwindling away. So Jorge up to 75% now.
Yeah, I mean, Lucrosa need to push this within the next like 2 seconds if they're going to catch Jorge out, which I don't think, you know, Demos has to go in deep. You know, not even a moment of hesitation, but they've taken they've taken a couple of seconds too long, and Jorge is going to have the Uber now. The only kill going down is the backstab onto Doom. V-Clock's doing a good job just pushing them away from the point and trying to keep his team alive. Shooting against the backstab onto Demos. Everyone turns around and they take a pipe to the back, and inVision continuing control of the point. 30 seconds left on the clock for them, and it's not looking good for Lucrosa right now.
Yeah, V-Clock's jetpacking forward. He gets on top of the medic here. Will get fragged out, and they're trying to get the capture here. Dazzy, the medic, and Kronk. Kronk goes down though.
Kronk gets the kill though onto Jorge. Yeah. He gets the medic kill. That just Tomislav, the big jump in from V-Clock's jetpacking in. It doesn't necessarily do much work by itself, but everyone looks at the pyro. Everyone's on fire, and then Kronk has the sort of the instinct to walk forward and just try and snipe the medic. Does get it. So now rewind a little bit. We're back in a situation where we were before eXtine, where Lucrosa have the point and they have the advantage, and they have everything in their repertoire to seal out this round now. It's whether they do or not. And Ollie takes down Strono, takes down Dito. These snipers are popping off. Ooh. He takes down Stingen.
Yeah, 3 really big snipes from him. We'll see if he can keep this going, or if his teammates can follow up. Kronk and Kosuke go down. Ollie does get one more on Doom, as his team kind of solidifying their hold around the point. V-Clock's big bomb in. He's going to get taken down. Duo and others have lost their lives. And Jorge just now respawning here.
You see Rambasaur just charging across the point and taking down the medic, and Sebastiani. Yeah. I mean, this is all Lucrosa need to do is Uber and kill everyone on the point, and they win this round. And they'll tie things up here, but inVision are getting a lot of cap time for free. They've lost Kosuke, but they're going to jump in deep with this Uber. They're going on the chase. V-Clocks is jetpacking in, but they haven't got enough kills eXtine.
Yeah, Doom does go down. They need to. Okay, you need to put time on the point. They're standing some bodies on it now. Demos, Rambo, and Sebastian, the only ones that are up. Demos on the cliffside. Rambo's going to go down here. Point is going to get exchanged here. Duo bombing over the top here. Jorge's also at 95%. He's very low on health. But as he gets this Uber charge here, that's going to help him solidify this point. Oh, he's out crits, excuse me.
Yeah,
5 seconds on the clock here. And they're going to pop the crit here. V-Clock's trying to reflex some pipes here or somebody. They're going to crits on the Tomislav as well. Duo coming in from behind. And it looks like a couple players still up here. Rambo getting on the point here. He's very low health. Tua's going to get the kill there. Demo's fighting. Trooper behind though gets the backstab. And Ollie gets a final snipe but can't contest the point. And there we go, 2-0.
They just went in too deep with their Uber there, Lucrosa. They just needed to make sure the cap didn't get capped. And they had the siege Uber advantage. They used it. They lost 3 players launching forward to try and get the medic. They didn't need to kill the medic. It didn't matter. All they needed to do was kill the people around the point and make sure they won the fight. And they went too deep trying to kill the medic. Didn't get him. Didn't get enough kills. And now we're on to a third mid fight with inVision potentially taking a clean sweep.
And Lucrosa have lost 4 players now. 2 of them to Trooper, Demos, and Ollie. Losing a few more. 6 players down. And just Sebastian with the engineer. That's not going to last.
I mean, I don't know what Chupa has been trying this eternal reward strat for a long time now. Like, I merged for STCK 3 months ago maybe against him in a Eurolander game, right? And he was running eternal reward, and I said to him after the game, I was like, dude, like, why are you running that thing? It's like super annoying, but is it effective? And he was like, I'm trying something out. And he's been using it ever since. He used it in the Nations Cup, obviously won the Nations Cup with Poland, and he's using it in Prem now. And I'm just saying, there must be merit to actually working really well, because he's doing it to such great effect.
Yeah, certainly. He's been very effective here tonight. First place fragger on his team. But his team is going to lose the point right now. Sting gets another snipe on Dazu. Kosuke trying to jump in. They is going to find a Jorge there. Before going down, also going to find Ash in the corner. Uka just kind of trying to pressure the cap a little bit, see what's going on. And Jorge is down, but inVision are pushing forward.
Yeah, the snipers are exchanging. Ollie getting the better of that exchange, taking out Sting, and also takes on Strono. So, Lucrosa takes down Uka as well. I mean, these snipers are just crazy. Although Chupa gets another couple of kills, does take down that sniper, so no sniper is going to allow Dito to walk onto the point and just have loads of space. And that seems to be the thing at the moment, just taking down that sniper, and inVision, as soon as they've got that pick, walk forward and get pressure onto the point as best they can, and it's working out really well for them.
Yeah, the Uber charge does come out here on V-Clocks, but not going to be able to block the point here. Kosuke jumping forward, but he actually gets pushed back by Strono. V-Clock's getting completely controlled as well and taken down. inVision in control of this point. 2-0 and in the lead on the clock for this round as well.
Chupa taking down Ollie, and you know it's going to be difficult for them because they're not going to have a pick now, and Stingen is allowed to do what he wants, takes down Demosh, and you know, at the moment inVision looking very, very good to win this final round. They have the Uber advantage, and I want to see them do, I want to see Lucrosa do more what they did in the first round. You know, send in some sacks, you know, send in the soldier, the demo, try and get a force onto Jorge, because when they did, it worked out really well, and Lucrosa were able to get an advantage out of that. And at the moment they're just sitting around waiting, and you know, all that's really happening is that they're getting picked off one by one.
Yeah, Stingen with some nice frags, and as these players bomb in, they just get cleaned up afterwards. Here comes Kosuke with the follow-up. He actually gets taken out as well. And inVision crew standing tall. Duo kind of banging back. He's going to head it back towards pocket. Tuji getting kill on Aj. And there goes the sniper Ollie as well as Dito takes him out. So just not even able to keep their pick classes up, you know.
Yeah, I mean, inVision are just so comfortable right now. They're so comfortable in fact that everyone is just walking so far forward than they really need to. They're giving Stinghand the time and the space to get kills. Suha just playing on that cliff, meaning it's going to be very hard for anyone to jump in and get anything done. But Lucrosa trying to get some cap time now. They have to do it. And a backstab from Agi. Big plays. Gets the drop onto the medic. And that is, you know, Sebastian using that Uber here, eXtine. But they're in a really good position now to finally try and claw some time back.
Yeah, they're going to get the capture done. And 27 seconds on the clock for inVision crew. But the inVision team will just be able to kind of get back on the point here. Might be able to kind of recap or at least pressure Lucrosa into fighting here. Yeah, Sebastian gonna get taken down in the pocket. Man, just like that, point back in the hands of inVision.
A really big play there by Dwyer. I mean, the thing is, every time Lucrosa get the cap, it seems it's costing them so many players. And of course, in King of the Hill, when you're in control of the point, your respawns are slower than the enemy team. Oh, Fazu with the Christmas ball hits it straight into the face of Strono, and he dies immediately from bleed damage. He just types OK in the chat. That was tough to watch. But V-Clocks with the jetpack in, takes down Jorge, takes down Utka, and survives to live and tell the tale. So Lucrosa just pulling out all the stops here. You know, this is it. If they lose this final round, that is it, and they will get 0 points. And oh, Chupa, how was that a backstab?
Yeah, a little bit of magic right there. And Ollie gets the snipe on Strono, but inVision is just pushing forward real hard. Kosuke also bombing in with a little help from Ollie. They'll take down Tuja. V-Clock's surging forward again, and actually inVision losing a lot of players. Staying gets the close range headshot, but not going to be able to kind of get any point time. Actually gets sniped down by Ollie. Duo lurking around, so is Doom. Chuper's going to try and get in here. But the point in control from Lucrosa. Yeah, Chuper taken out.
Yeah, I mean, the Uber's used here, and it's not going to be a very good one. They do go out Jorge. Jorge keeps dying here. He's done about 3 times in the past minute, which is probably as much as he's died in the rest of the game. And inVision here, 35 seconds left on the clock. They have to regroup here and get the cap. I mean, as soon as they capture the point, they win the round, because they're in overtime. Lucrosa know this, but with no Ubers in play, they can just relax and just hope that they win this next fight, as long as they're positioning, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, Demos standing behind Rock with his medic. Super in a pretty good position to come out and attack shortly here. V-Clock's, of course, trying to look out for that. Ollie getting sniped down by Sting, going to open things up here. 5 seconds on the clock here. Jorge trying to milk out a crit scrape here, getting jumped into. They need to keep time on the point. They do have a little bit of time here. Big frags coming out as the Lucrosa just completely melting there, getting demolished. To put an emphatic stamp on that last round. inVision taking it 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say the word comfortable. Lucrosa put up a hell of a fight, but the scoreline, you know, at the end of the day, is going to look very comfortable for inVision. 3-0 on Propaganda, 3-0 on Product. I mean, inVision definitely have been looking like the the team to challenge SCCK for the title. SCCK definitely coming into this season as the favorites, but inVision as probably one of the more experienced lineups overall, looking like the team that could potentially challenge. And Lucrosa, I did say at the start of the season, could have been a team to try and get into the playoffs. And, they've had a challenge here, and it's going to be tough for them to try and do that now with inVision taking all of the points. I mean, do you think that's deserved? Do you think Lucrosa deserved to get at least a point out of this game, or do you think inVision were just too good?
No, they did not deserve. I mean, no, I mean, in the first, game, it was one of those ones where, I mean, it was a little bit closer than 3-0. I pointed out, like, they did have the opportunity to tie the game 1-1, lost the first round very quickly, battled back, got in a position to tie it, and then it kind of kept slipping away from them. The second map, there were some close moments, but, also kind of like that final round, it was just like, it's like, I see that Lucrosa's like almost got it all the way capped, but I just like can't believe that they're going to win the round. Yep, sure enough, here comes inVision, and they won. So I think that it was a very strong performance by inVision crew. It is a little rough to not walk away with anything, but that is sort of the reality of the situation. They got like fairly well stomped on both maps. It was a respectable performance, but maybe not able to get any points.